jeez. We're going to figure out why you're not supposed to buy Diablo 4 and what Asmongold had to say about it.
It is the best of everything. If you're Activision Blizzard, that is, because they've managed
we're gonna be streaming the shit out of this game when it comes out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've already paid for it. Because of the fact that there weren't other games I wanted, I used the money that I allocate to myself into my video game funds and amusement funds to, over time, slowly upgrade the version of the game that I have pre-ordered. So we're just going to roll with this game on launch and until we're sick of it, pretty much, probably. I may just play it offline at some point, depending on what's going on and what else. Like, if we want to stream something else, we'll see what goes down. We'll see what happens.
Largest nostalgic reserve armies and to hit every branch on the predatory monetization tree. Or in other words, Bobby Boy just hit bingo, and he even got to keep the titty milk. They get $70 for the...
Oh, Bobby. Now, look, I'm not a big fan of video games costing $70 now. I'm really not. At the same time, cost of living has gone up exponentially. Inflation has occurred, and the price of shit has doubled. If you want me to build you a piece of furniture now, I'm going to have to quote you at like 3 times the cost, 3 to 4 times the cost probably, of what I would have quoted you at about 3 years ago now. Because soon as COVID happened, the cost of wood skyrocketed, right? Video games haven't gone up in a while, and to be honest, $70 sucks. But would you, like, everybody wants to complain about how, like, employees aren't paid shit working at places like Blizzard either, right? They're, like, as a company, they're not going to take a hit. They're going to demand more work for the same amount of pay if they don't change the cost of the games. If, like, the cost of living goes up, you also need to be paying your employees more so they can afford to live. And they're in fucking Irvine, California. I wish Blizzard would just move to a place that's more affordable to live instead of having their employees live in a place that fucking is unrealistic to live in. So, there's that.
This guy is really going all the way. He's going all the way.
Game an extra $20 for early access, paid expansions, an in-game shop, battle passes, and a physical collector's edition for $100.
I'm not paying for fucking battle passes. I've got a version of the game where the battle pass is included, and we've got like the boost through the first one when it comes out. However, at the same time, I'm probably not gonna buy another battle pass after that unless people want to watch me stream it, and I've got enough support to justify having the battle pass. I'm probably not going to spend the extra money on a battle pass. I think battle passes are horseshit.
I don't know why they don't include the game with it.
Right, that's total horseshit. This is complete horseshit. If you're getting the collector's edition like that, you should get the fucking game. You should get a physical disc of the game because you're collecting the game. This is such bullshit. It's a big L for Blizzard, to be quite honest.
It's so insane that they don't include the game. It makes no sense.
Include the game itself. That is some tier 3 grifting right there. All their mission
It is.
Mechanics to get big budget waifus, but I'll get to that problem in a second. First, I want to address the fact that, yes, I am well aware that this is just the way it is in the modern day gaming.
It's total horseshit. Like, this is a bullshit money grab, is what this is. You should 100% get the game with your collector's edition of shit. Why in the fuck should somebody pay you $100 for your $70 game and not get the fucking game? That is ridiculous.
Industry, because I watched Asmongold's video on it where he said that shit 50 times. But just because
I'm going to say it 51. That's just the way it is now. And if you don't like it, don't buy it.
It is just the way it is now, and to be honest, vote with your money. Don't pay for the fucking collector's edition because you're not getting the game. Fuck that. Make it so that they spend the money to put out these collector's editions and nobody buys them, and when they complain about it, everyone can go, yeah, because we wanted the fucking game. And then they realize what an L that is. If people pay for this shit anyways, and then they don't get to have the game as well, Blizzard wins. People continue to pay for this shit that they dislike, and that's why you get this. People complain about the pay-to-win aspects of games, and then they play fucking Genshin Impact, right? And they play that gacha game, and guess what happens? You get more gacha games. Don't pay for the shit you don't like.
Because if enough people do that, it'll go away.
Exactly. Exactly.
People don't do it, and so it's still this way. And that's just the way it is now. It's 52.
That's just the way it is. Doesn't mean the game will be any less shit as a result of it. Have we all forgotten about Warhammer 40,000 different
Oh.
color shirts?
I need to fix this. I didn't think about this because actually we're just gonna do it this way. Dookie. No, okay. I guess I do have to do it this way because I don't want to fuck with everything.
Unless you succumb to the cash shop. Have we all forgotten about New World making you run around looking like a jackass for 20 hours because they put 5 different dorky armor sets in the base game, unless of course you use the cash shop. And have we all forgotten what this does to the actual game? It's not just the fact that...
I mean, as somebody with over 1,000 hours in New World, I can 100% confirm, if you are going to list the problems in New World in order, the cash shop would not even be on the first page.
He is correct. The cash shop would not be on the first page. The cash shop's a problem, but it's not that big of a problem. Maybe the cash shop deserves to be on the first page or toward the top of the list because their focus on the cash shop has deprived them of actually taking care of everything else on the fucking list. However, how many times are you going to fight a goblin that has the same mechanics no matter what level you're at? How many times are you going to go and do the same shit over and over again? There's like 3 kinds of quests and they're the exact same thing no matter where you're at, anywhere in the world, at any level. Oh, you think that building up the professions is really fun in this game, which is literally what I enjoyed doing in New World. I enjoyed going around gathering and developing professions until, I'd several dozen hours in playing the game and being like, okay, I need to go do shit so I can go get new higher level materials and craft higher level things now. So I'm going to go do quests. Then all of a sudden you realize, oh, the best way to do this is actually just to grind out the low-level materials and craft the low-level items forever until you cap out all your crafting and gathering skills, because you never stop gaining experience for the lower-level ones, and the higher-level ones don't give you an adequate boost to matter, especially when you need the lower-level materials to craft the higher-level items, and you're still getting about the same amount of experience. You may as well just be doing all the low-level shit anyways, which makes the game stupid, boring, not fun, and a waste of time.
They're trying to take the milk right
I
out
wish
of
it was
the
better.
cream. That's capitalism, baby. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is. No, I have a problem with the mountain of cut content that will be a result of it. And this is a game that already looks like it's going to struggle with girth, if its pencil dick skill tree is any indication. But speaking of things that aren't going to be...
I like the skill tree that we had in the beta for Diablo. I'm not going to play the beta they have this month. I'm not going to do it. But I do think that the talent trees they gave us were good, because what this guy is apparently not realizing is you did not access all of your talent points you get to spend in that tree, and you didn't even touch the Paragon trees once.
Be thin at all. Let's talk about the character customizer, because damn! Remember Diablo 2's assassin, or their Amazon, or hell, even the sorceress? Well, forget about all that, because this is what you get now. Goddamn hell is that supposed to be? The budget cuts here are so bad that I think we can officially declare this game the...
Look, I'm gonna be real, okay? I'm gonna say, I think she's hot. She's definitely hot.
There you go.
It's not even a question. Like, what are we even talking about? Yeah, of course she's hot.
He's talking about the fact that she doesn't have big enough boobs to make him happy, so he's upset with it, and the fact that the other characters are big women because, they made certain classes just big, which is, it's kind of ridiculous. You should be able to customize it a bit more and do more whatever, but at the same time, whatever.
Game, the great 600
That chick is hot.
impression. In fact, the balls to walk around talking about
Near endless character creation.
it's impeccable how in a
I
game
also think that the character creation could be a lot better. However, I do think the character creation in Diablo 4 is good enough. I also don't mind, like, if you want to have...
Like, it's an ARPG. You don't really see your character up close in any kind of detail very often, if ever at all, outside of cutscenes. Because they actually programmed the game so that your character in its current gear is what you see in the cutscenes, right? So that is a cool aspect of it. But aside from that, when are you really going to see the character you created and customized? I don't think it matters.
have one class be fat chicks, then what's the problem? I mean, there's fat chicks in real life. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's not like
It's
they're
true.
all fat.
with quote
Near endless character creation.
not one of them results in a big budgeted end result. I'm fighting for representation here.
No, dude. I think that the berserker females are super fucking hot. I think the rogue females are really fucking hot in a different way. I think the necromancer ones are like, it's like maybe there's like a couple of combos that it works out with, and the sorcerer ones too. Like, yeah, like what the fuck? What do you mean?
Yeah, see, there's more than one way for chicks to be hot. That's all there is to it. And this guy just wants to be able to make all of his chicks a very specific kind of hot.
Yeah, like goth chicks or something. Yeah, I would say so. Down bad. No, it's not. I'm just making an observation. I do think they could have made their boobs bigger, though. I'll agree with them on that.
Your pimps. Okay,
Bigger boobs always results in more sales.
this is a major leap for the series because in Diablo 3 you could only choose from
I
the
mean,
two
dude.
Basically, this
Not
is a
this
major
one. She's hot. But yeah, the haircut is like, this is like some psychotic fucking I hate my dad haircut.
I mean, if you're me, then that's right down the correct alley of personality traits.
For sure. But she's hot.
leap for the series because in Diablo 3 you could only choose from the two genders, and in this one, well, no, actually, hang on, that's gone. But hey, you have an endless 4 face types and an endless 12 hairstyles and an endless 12 facial hair types. So that
Is he really going to complain about just the customization in the game? Is this his biggest gripe about the game, is customization not being endless, but they said it was endless, but yet also pointing out the fact that if you compare this to previous Diablo games, this is a huge upgrade.
your woman can walk into that tavern and turn that place into a marsh with her
He wants to compare it to other games is what he's doing. It's obvious. It's just like, why? Why should Diablo spend... Like, here's my thing. Why should Blizzard spend, on the Diablo team, an immense amount of resources, money, time, and effort on customization options and deliver us a bullshit game when they could deliver us limited customization options, but good enough? Like Asmongold said, I agree, good enough, with a game that is also good. It's not going to be S-tier game right out of the gate. It has S-tier potential, depending on how they service the game, because it's a live service game. So depending on how they continue to update and service the game as time moves forward with it, it may become an S-tier game. It all depends on how they choose to interact with it moving forward. The fact is, I would rather see them spend time on the game than the customization options of your fucking character any day of the week.
voluptuous big beard. You know what I'm talking about, Sony fan.
Was that NBA? Was it James Harden? Was that his fucking beard?
Boys,
Oh
come
my
on.
God,
Jesus.
yeah.
At
I
this
thought
point,
so.
I'm with you. Let's
Yeah.
accelerate all the way forward. I will not buy this game if I can't make my woman have the George Costanza cut with an Honest Abe beard. Get that hand off that woman's ass and get typing, Blizzard. We got expectations to meet. But even if you
So all the options for both genders are available in the customization window. Okay, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
can't do it, I understand it. I mean, it's only a
Don't
$70.
Like, you don't want your character that's a female to have a beard? Don't give it a beard. It's that simple.
Our game. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is. Moving on, let's talk about the story. I know one thing about this story.
Also, once again, they're in California. They're in Irvine, California. Do you really think that them being headquartered in Irvine, California is going to be in any way helpful to be like, you know what we don't agree with being able to do is represent trans individuals in our game? No, that's absolutely not going to be something that they do with their game at all because of where they're located. Even if they do feel that way about it, they're not going to program the game that way because of where they are located. Are you out of your fucking mind?
That is the fact that they plan on dropping
Just don't make your character that way, stupid.
probably to get you to come back and see their new battle pass every season. So big.
That's exactly why.
Obviously that's why. And here's the thing, you don't have to buy the battle pass. You do not have to buy the battle pass. Like, we don't know what's in the battle pass yet. However, are they going to put player power items in there that aren't part of the free section of the battle pass so that it's a legitimate pay-to-win game and catch the ire of the player base when Blizzard is already dealing with the ire of the player base in regard to World of Warcraft and everything else because of all the charges against Blizzard and Blizzard employees that is still causing them to lose customers? Are they really going to play that game?
By the way, that is exactly why they're doing it. He is completely.
Yes, and that's because a lot of people, even though if you don't have to buy the Battle Pass, a lot of people will go, oh my god, and they will FOMO purchase. Because of the fear of missing out, they will purchase that shit. Because I want that hair option for my customization for my characters, dude. Right? That's his problem, obviously, because he's bitching about the fact that you've got to have more customization options.
Right.
Like halfway through his video, and that's been his entire complaint.
My concern, to talk out of my ass for a second, is that this story will also suffer cut content, and they'll use that cut content as the bait. I sure wouldn't hope that's the case.
The story of cut content, they'll use the cut content as the bait. I don't really agree with that. I think that doesn't really make a lot of sense because, like, even in like World of Warcraft, like Karazhan was in the game in Vanilla WoW, but it didn't actually get fully released until like way later on.
Exactly. And I don't agree with this guy's statement about the story being cut content that's there to bait you either. I think the release, the staged release, time gating the release of story events and stuff is literally just there to get people to come in for the new season and to possibly get them to purchase the new pass because that's how they're going to try to do it.
So, like, they're probably just going to keep developing the game afterwards, and it's not really bait, is it? I mean, if people...
Oh, you know, I should just update this again, huh? Because I moved us over to Star Wars, and we're not in Star Wars because it's still downloading.
Somebody a fish, is it really bait? I don't know.
Or else it might just tarnish
I guess it
Blizzard's
is, but
good
still,
name.
it's like-
Regardless,
Yeah, it's just it's a weird way to look at it.
at this point, only time will tell if that is just the way it is. It's just the way it is. But as long as I'm bringing up great points, lest we all forget that, much like Diablo 3's launch, there's going to be a plethora of performance issues.
You're going to have these issues on the opening of the game because it is designed to be played as an MMO element as well. So you're going to have an influx of people flooding the servers. You're going to have an influx of, like, you're going to have a drain on the server capacity and capabilities, which is why I participated in the betas before, was so they could stress test servers, get a feel for how shit's going to be. These are just common issues you're going to run into with any kind of game of that variety, and that's just the way that is. It's the way it's always been. It's not just because of the state of things. It's the way it's always been. So if you're concerned about that, just get the game later. You don't have to, or you could have the game now and just be like, I'm not going to deal with that shit, and you can just wait to play the game. Don't let FOMO guide you.
Related to the fact that this game is always online. I'm I'm talking rubber banding, connection errors,
Yeah.
lagging. And of course, that's even if you have the privilege of being allowed in the front fucking door. And if my
True.
tour in the Overwatch 2 queue times is any indication, then I think the only thing that's gonna be
Near endless.
is the goddamn queue times, which is
I think he could be right about that, but I think it's gonna, like, the queue times are gonna be bad for a while, and then it's just gonna go away because people are gonna move away from the game, right? That's just what's gonna happen.
Exactly. It'll move away. They'll boost the servers. They'll make new servers. They'll have new servers they introduce for you to select to play on so that they can alleviate the stress on the servers that exist. They're going to do the same types of things that they implement with WoW.
Or they're gonna get more server space.
Like, you have to realize Blizzard, this isn't Blizzard's first server rodeo. They've been running World of Warcraft for almost 20 years. They're very familiar with how to navigate the issues of servers and server overuse. Like, this is going to be a thing that they have to overcome as a game for Diablo, but they already know how to do it.
You have to be always online if you want to monetize a game? Yeah. Like, from now on, you're almost never going to get games that are not always online. Because always online reduces piracy, and it also allows them to advertise more store things,
It's true.
which is their business model. Like, that's just it. And, like, let's be real, guys. Everybody has the internet. Like, we're going to protect...
Like, and he's right. They're doing it to monetize more shit in the game. And once again, same as the previous point, don't buy shit from the online shop. Do not do it. If you don't like the battle passes, don't buy them. If you don't like the in-game shops, don't buy shit from it. The fact that people keep buying this shit is the reason it's so pervasive. It's the reason it's become the gaming model for business. It's why it's the way things are done. It's why that it is what it is, dude. Right? So, if you don't like it, please just stop fucking participating, for fuck's sake.
Ken, like, some people don't have the internet here. Well, you're on chat, so you have the internet. It doesn't reduce piracy, though? Wait a second.
Holy fuck. His chat is so fucking dumb sometimes, and we're just gonna let him cook.
You think that an always online game is easier to pirate than an offline game?
why we have the $20 upgrade for early
Is this
access.
the same?
Buy
No,
it
it's not.
now, queue on Friday, crash on Saturday, and get back in by Sunday. Your move, lawman. Listen, don't come crying to me that it's unfair, because then it would sound like it's just the way it is.
It's just the way it
It's
is.
just the way it is. Just the way it is, fool. Speaking of which, then we have the gameplay. And listen, I know this is going to be a bit controversial, but as someone that beat Diablo 3 about 10 years ago on a laptop that sounded like it was going to explode the whole time, I don't even think this looks that good. Barbarian looks like ass. Druid doesn't do damage. Sorcerer looks like a sorcerer, and then essentially leave.
Yeah, Sorcerer looks really good. I like the way Sorcerer plays, so I think it's the best playing class.
You would just
I would agree. Sorcerer is, from the beta that I played, Sorcerer feels like the best playing class, followed right behind by the Rogue, which is what we're gonna do.
the Necromancer. But you know what game has a Necromancer and heavy flame?
The Necromancer, of course, obviously, like that was the best class as far as like the way that it's just interacts with you as a player and like the quality of life things that it has. I would hands down give that to the Necromancer. I would actually go Necromancer Rogue. For quality of life, I would go Necromancer Rogue Sorcerer. But if you know how to do the Sorcerer right, you could put the Sorcerer above the Rogue. But it's not my style, and I've never really gotten good at Sorcerers in these types of games.
Flamers and heavy bolters and chainswords and space marines. That's right. Fuck Diablo 4. But now, as for Diablo 4, let's do what we always do with the preview. It's time to place your bets. All right, now listen here. I think this is what we can expect out there come game day, Jim. I think there's one guy that only ever played Diablo 3 that one time on PS4 on accident for a couple minutes, and he's gonna say Diablo has never been better. Another man who's been playing Diablo since he was in utero will say it's not quite meth, but I suppose crack.
It's just the way it is. Florida man who dropped gender reveal. What?
What the fuck?
Will do. And finally, some jackass jackass that works for Kotaku will probably say as they cup the balls.
Finally, I can see myself in Diablo thanks to this amazing character creator.
As for scores, I guess these sixes across the board. Now for my score, it's a firm. Just the way it is, brother. It's just the way it is. 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 All right, it's about to get loud, pimp. All right, ladies and pimps, this song's for those when those times when it's just the way it is.
Dr. Squatch. Star Wars, a new soul. It's here. The Dr. Squatch Star.
It's just the way it is. 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 Is just the way it is. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is.
True. That's the thing. Let me go back. I'll look at this. So yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, with some of this stuff, right? I mean, sure, but I mean, I think there's always room to rage against the machine, but the machine keeps turning anyway. And it's unfortunate that it's unfortunate that I'm right. It's a super doomer.
He's right. It's unfortunate that he's right. I've been saying a lot of the same thing for about as long as he has. He started it with the first fucking store mount in WoW. I did not. He's been saying it longer. The fact is, he pushed back on the store mounts, like Asmongold pushed back on store mounts longer than anybody, harder than anybody, and people keep buying the store mounts, so they keep giving us more store mounts. And that's in World of Warcraft. And the fact is, that is a mirror of the issue. They keep offering you shit for your money, and people keep spending money on the shit when you're already spending money on the game, so then they're just keep running this model over and over again, and it's not going anywhere. So it has quite literally become, it is what it is, dude. And it's unfortunate that that is what has happened.
Video. Yeah, it definitely is a super doomer video. Let's be honest, no game included. Dude's cooked. Well, he's just super negative about the game, right?
That's he is super negative about it.
Player base. The company responsible for actual death of our employees due to negligence. People still buy their crappy.
All right, so Asmongold's probably just reading through, like, let's see, just comments. Yeah, so he's just going to read comments, do dialogue, and I feel like I've already done enough of that to you. So if you want to see the rest of Asmongold's dialogue, please go watch his video. I'm not going to take that from him. But, I mean, you've heard my opinion on it. I'm not going to keep rehashing it. I feel like I'm just repeating myself, and I'm on fucking constant repeat at the moment with it. It's a lot. Holy shit, she ended up pregnant with twins, too? Wow. I wonder if we're going to end up watching that one. That's kind of up to my editor.